Hey guys, I'm just doing an update on my vlog. I got around to making this crank, and I gotta say that you'd probably be better off if you were just to buy one. Um, if I was to do this again, I would probably do it. Well, for starters, this free wheel wasn't the best to start with. When I rinsed it out after I was done welding it, it was full of rust and everything. So it was used when I put it away. And also, you probably want something with a wider flange on it, only because when you go to heat it up, you're gonna warp the race and everything else, which is the case with this one. It feels a little rough. Also, it would have been better if I had a MIG welder. I had an arc welder, so I had to deal with the slag and all that crap. And it's not exactly centered. It's got a little bit of a wobble in it. But if you're in a pinch, it'll work. Yeah, I figured I'd try it. I'd spend $100 and buy one that's legit before I'd make it, but I'll finish it off when I get around to it. I've done a few changes to the bike that I wanted to bring up. Okay, so you remember I saw my video where I made those battery bags? Yeah, they probably weren't the best idea. I go into it why. As you can see, and this is only after what, a month of riding, the bar that basically holds it together is getting hacked up pretty good. As well as the bag under here, it's getting hammered by the frame. Even when you use these clips here, which they're not very good, the bag just constantly hammers the bike. And depending on what pothole you hit, or rut on the road, it will, if they don't jump off the bike at the same time, they'll go in tandem, like one and the other, and then it makes the bike sway. At high speed, that's kind of freaky. This one's already broken off here once. The rivet popped out, I had to bolt it. And then this clip here broke off. So like I said, it's not really designed for its intended purpose. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah, the bags were constantly slamming, and as you can see, it's pretty much worn right through the material already. And that's less than a month of use. A couple of more notches in this bar here, and it's going to crack. What I'm really worried about is, you can see where the pin is there. Like, keep an eye on that. I was worried about that cracking there, because once that cracks there, these will just snap right off. And like I said, using this, like I thought, well, every time I put the bags on the bike, I would just fold this over, and that would hold it against the frame. These don't work at all, and they're perfectly lined up. I actually custom made the frame, welded that piece in to go exactly line up with this, and it's still no good. That's where that line is there, where the bottom bar here would come down, and then it would just latch right around that. This was perfect setup. So I'm just basically going to put a piece of tape on the inside of this hole and fill it with my glue, just so it doesn't get wet inside. And I'm going to basically just use it for like storing a charger and a lock and everything else. This is what I've come up with. This is actually the best idea I can actually find. I ended up putting the batteries back together. One thing I did use, this time I used a better tape. This stuff is insane. This is duct tape, but it's called Extreme Hold. It's the 2800 series. You need to try this stuff. You can get it on Amazon for like $9 as an add-on. This stuff is insanely strong. Usually I would have to put like 2 layers on these cells just to hold them together. But I got like 1, 2, 3 layers around, and nothing on the bottom. And the thing is, it's like super hold. Like, you have to literally use a tool to cut this stuff. Then I got new lifting straps, and I ran a new strap through the battery so you can lift it up. I got 8S leads coming off the battery for charging with 2 of these ISDT chargers. So really the pack is still split in half. They're just taped together. All the wiring on the bike is pretty much the same. You just have to plug in 2 leads instead of 1. And this will go in a bag. The top piece here, I just actually finished today. It's just a piece of plexi that's been melted and to fit the top. The leads are all hot glued down to the batteries, so the posts of the batteries are higher than the leads. This way, if there's pressure on top when you use the strap on the bike, it doesn't pinch the charge leads against the post, because you'll have a short, obviously. So all the leads are all glued down, hot glued down, so there's nothing that's going to come loose or anything like that. So that's the big change I had to make in the last couple of days. I just couldn't keep using these things. They were driving me nuts. Every time I stopped at a light, I had to look back to make sure they were still on the bike. That's how bad it was getting. And you can see how hacked up they are. There's no way. There's no point. Actually, like I said, after that one clip broke, and then all the damage on here from the just riding around, yeah. So back to this. I'll keep using it. This setup in a bag on top of my on top of the bike here until the batteries finally died, and then we'll move on to something new. But there's still lots of life left in the battery, so I don't see what the point of getting rid of it now. So that's about the biggest change I've done in the last couple of days. The motor is flawless. I've had 0 problems with it. It's very quiet. Yeah, no problems with it. Even I don't know why even the cooling fans are quieter. I'm not too sure how that is even possible, but it's actually chewed a little bit better than it was. And I turned off the e-brake. One of the problems was the e-brake. Every time I go to hit the brakes, it wasn't off. Not that it was pulling one side when you were hitting the throttle. It was doing the opposite. So it was rocking back and forth like that, and that didn't help with the cheesy axle. So at least now, when you give it gas, it always rocks one way, and it just locks. Now it's locked because it's come to the point where I've welded the new gap inside the torque bar. Now, if I had left the e-brake on, it would still be rocking. There's a little bit of gap that there is there until it broke free and then spun again. So I don't recommend an e-brake with a front wheel hub. And if you do, it's your funeral. And I ended up using Loctite. As you can see, there's still a lot of red in there. It took a couple of days to dry, so much of it. But I check them every ride. Last couple of rides I've been checking with the wrench, and these are like dead tight. So I'm happy with that. The only thing I had to do is when I retreat through the wheel, as you can see, it's not centered. So I'll have to turn the bike upside down and do it that way. Anything else? That's about it. So depending on your cells, you might get away with something like that, but I can't be bothered. So we're back to the way we were, and it's kind of cool having these 2 chargers running at the same time. Each one of them pulling 5 amps through this little HP server power supply. It gets pretty freaking hot. A total of 10 amps. I gotta end up, the leads that are coming off the chargers have to be soldered directly to the power supply. Right now I got this cheap wire here that's can't handle 10 amps. It gets pretty warm. But that's about it. Just charged up and ready to go again. You need at least 3 chargers with this many batteries. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries to get this thing going. I just remembered something. You guys remember when I said I was going to take this thing to 90 volts or 95 volts? It'll never happen. Then I get the new chargers and my batteries are actually charging better. Every time I put it on the bike, it says 88 volts. And I have to let the bike sit for like a minute until the voltage drops when the lights are on, because the controller goes into safe mode and it won't turn over. So I guess 88 volts is the max for this controller, unfortunately, software-wise. I was hoping to take it to 90. That's the first time it's actually done that, and now it keeps doing it. So as soon as it hits 86 or 87 volts, it all of a sudden comes to life. So that's there to protect the FETs. That's the maximum that I'm going to get out of this bike. So at least I don't have to worry about upping the batteries. The only thing I'm going to do, maybe grab some more batteries and double the amp hours on this small pack here. But pack-wise, we're good. Later, guys.